Hey everyone, welcome. Today we are tackling a super important topic in the world of construction, Clause 20 from the FIDIC Red Book 2017. And we're going to be using Chapter 20 of Michael D. Robinson's amazing guide to do it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Contract clauses sounds boring, right? Well, I promise you, we're going to make this so simple and so exciting, it'll feel like we're learning the rules to a brand new game. Let's jump in.
Seriously, forget all that dense legal jargon. Our goal today is to break this down so simply that a 10-year-old could understand it. Think of this less like a dry legal document and more like a high-stakes, super exciting game. And we're about to learn how to play it fair and square.
Okay, so picture this. A giant construction project is our game board. On one side, you have the employer's team. On the other, the contractor's team. So, what's Clause 20? Well, that's the official rule book. It's the set of rules that both teams agree to, right at the start, to make sure that whenever something unexpected happens, there's a fair way to deal with it. So, let's crack open this rulebook, shall we? Because every good game needs clear rules. And you know what? This rulebook got a massive, and I mean massive, upgrade back in 2017.
This right here is probably the biggest change of all. You see, the old rules from the first edition, they were kinda one-sided, mostly for the contractor. But the new 2017 rules, it's a total game changer. Now, it's about fair play for everybody. The employer and the contractor play by the exact same set of rules when it comes to making claims. It's a level playing field.
So let's talk about that word, claim. What is it in our game? Well, it's simple. It's basically one team putting their hand up and saying, hey, referee, something unexpected just happened that's affecting the game. That referee, by the way, is the engineer on the project. And the team is asking for a fair call, whether that's for more payment, more time to finish, or some other solution the rulebook allows.
Okay, so one of your teams needs to make a claim. How do you actually do it? Well, the rulebook gives you 4 crystal clear steps. And trust me, following these steps isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely critical if you want to play the game right.
And here they are, nice and simple. Step 1, you gotta blow the whistle. Step 2 is show your proof. Step 3, you make your case. And finally, Step 4, the referee decides. Let's dive into what each of these really means.
All right, Step 1, blow the whistle. And the number you have to burn into your brain for this step is right here, 28. You have exactly 28 days from when you first become aware of an event to officially file a notice of claim. Think of it like a shot clock. The countdown starts immediately.
And let me be clear, the rulebook does not mess around with this. If you miss that 28-day deadline, your claim is gone. Poof, it's void. Game over for that particular issue. That's why it's so important. If you even think something might turn into a claim, just blow the whistle. You can always pull it back later. The referee then has 14 days to respond and tell you if your notice was late.
Moving on to Step 2, show your proof. You can't just walk up to the referee and say something happened. You have to back it up. And the official term in the rulebook for this proof is contemporary records. It's just a fancy way of saying records that you create right when the event is happening.
And what kind of proof are we talking about? Well, stuff like this. Daily site logs, data from lab tests, land survey information, official weather reports. Basically, anything and everything that documents what's going on as it's going on. This is your evidence, and the more detailed, the better. Okay, on to Step 3. Make your case. And here comes the next magic number you need to remember, 84. You have 84 days from when the event started to submit what's called your fully detailed claim. This is your moment to present your entire argument. So what's in this big package? Well, you need the whole story, a detailed description of the event. You have to point to the exact rule in the contract that backs you up. You have to include all those contemporary records we just talked about. And finally, you have to lay out exactly what you're asking for, whether it's money or an extension.
And once you've submitted all of that, your job is done for now. You followed the steps, you made your case, and now the ball is officially in the referee's court. This kicks off Step 4, where the engineer has to step in and make a decision.
So let's zoom in on that referee, the engineer. This role is so incredibly important to keeping the game fair, and the rulebook is very specific about how they need to behave. Now I know what you might be thinking. Hang on a second. Doesn't the employer usually hire the engineer? Aren't they on the same team? So how can we possibly expect them to be a fair, impartial referee? It's a really good question.
And the rulebook has a very powerful answer. This quote comes directly from the FIDIC Golden Principles, which are like the Constitution for the whole system. It says, black and white, that the engineer's job is to be fair, Their decisions have to be based only on the contract, and they should not be influenced or controlled by the employer. Period.
So here's the bottom line. The engineer must act as a neutral party. Their duty is to consult with both teams, look at all the proof, and then make a fair and impartial decision based strictly on the rulebook. That is the core of their job.
All right, you've learned the basic rules of the game. So before we wrap this all up, how about a quick pop quiz to see what stuck? You ready? Let's do it.
Okay, question number 1. What's that first super critical deadline? How many days do you get to blow the whistle and send in your notice of claim after an event happens?
And for question number 2, after you've blown that whistle, what's the big deadline for getting your whole case file in, that fully detailed claim?
And the answers are, for the notice of claim, it's 28 days, and for the fully detailed claim, it is 84 days. Awesome. If you remember nothing else from today, please remember those 2 numbers. They are everything in this game.
So let's do a quick final whistle summary. Here are your key takeaways. 1. The 2017 rules made the game fair for both teams. 2. Those time limits, 28 and 84 days, are not suggestions, they are strict, hard rules. 3. Proof is everything, so always keep detailed contemporary records. And 4. The engineer has a duty to be a fair and impartial referee for everyone.
But what happens if the referee makes a call and one of the teams totally disagrees? Well, that is the perfect setup for our next explainer, where we'll dive into Clause 21, Disputes and Arbitration. Hey, if you found this breakdown useful, do me a favor and hit that like button. If it wasn't your cup of tea, the dislike button is right there too. And please, if you have any questions, remarks, or notes, drop them in the comments below. And to make sure you catch the next game, don't forget to follow and subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in.